Alright guys, this is Axter99 again. This will be video number 4 of my returning to Asheron's Call series for YouTube. And we have just completed the Drudge Dungeon Hideout, our first basically NPC quest, and leveled up to almost level 10. As you can see, I only need about 4,000 experience. I also have a bag of loot that I need to sell. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of things here that I've learned. Now, if you're coming on to any server except the Darktide server, Frostfell, for example, is pretty well populated, or it's one of the more populated servers. You will see a bunch of NPCs standing in this area here of Holzberg at most times, and those are player run Autobots, buff bots as they call, and they typically will buff players with level 7 spells. Those level 7 spells do last 2 hours. I did have some random PK actually buff me up with a few level 7 spells, and they still have an hour and a half left. I still have yet to die my first time on Darktide, and that's unheard of as a newbie. So that is a lot different than what I'm used to. I kind of started making these videos on Darktide, figuring it'd be a little more fun to see me get smacked around a little bit, but so far that hasn't happened. But like I said, there will be a lot of Autobots here in this area on the all the other servers where characters will actually allow you to get level 7 buffs just for the heck of it. I mean, you can come up to them and basically type a tell, such as slash tell. Let's say their name is Super Mage. You just type in their name, put a comma, and then you can usually type in what type of character you are. Like if you're a finesse weapon, if you're, it's changed. The whole weapon layout has changed since I played 10 years ago. It used to be like unarmed was really popular, dagger, sword, mace fighting, stuff like that. Staff was a big one. Just having different types of weapons. But now they've actually changed all that completely, and they actually have finesse weapons, light weapons, I think it is. I mean, we can look at the skills here. They've definitely changed it. Yeah, light weapons, they got heavy weapons, two-handed combat, dual weapons. You actually have a shield, which I think you had shield before. Where's the other one that I'm thinking of? Maybe it's down here under unusable. Yeah, sneak attack is one you can actually do too, where your melee, missile, and magic attack from the backside will do more damage. So we might have to try that even with a mage. So that's all changed, but basically you could come up to one of these NPCs that a character's running on any of the PvE servers, go to them and next to them and type, tell Super Mage or whatever their name is, comma, make sure you put the comma there, and then usually whatever the type of character you are. So if you're a two-handed weapon, or if you're if you want to be buffed for heavy weapons, you probably just type Super Mage, comma, heavy, and they'll probably buff you for the best buffs that a heavy weapon guy would actually use. So just something to use, and if that doesn't work, you can always usually type Super Mage. They'll talk to you, and you can just read their whatever they say to you, and type whatever they say they need, and they'll usually buff you. You can usually donate some scarabs or some of the platinum prismatic tapers that are used for magic. Really nowadays there's really only, you have different types of scarabs that you use for different levels of spells, and you have prismatic tapers are really the only two components that you use nowadays for mages. It used to just be tons of different components that you had to carry, and I mean a mage would be carrying 50-60% of their weight in their backpack would definitely be different spell components. So, and I'll show you that when I actually buy some spell components, and I'll be doing that soon. But in the town of Holtberg, I noticed that one of the best places to sell your loot is here at this guy, kind of a general shopkeeper. This kind of shows stuff he sells, and you can just kind of drag the loot that you've got off corpses, you can kind of drag it down here. It'll show you how much your items are worth. He won't take like rings or any magical components or anything like that. And it'll give you a circle, a red circle, if he won't take it. So I don't know anything about like void magic yet. I don't know anything about this summoning stuff. So this is all new to me. So I'll be learning this stuff and hopefully sharing some more information as I learn with you guys. Don't need my academy code either. I have better armor than that. So I'm going to go ahead and sell all that stuff. Just hit sell all. And I've got 67,000. And I'll actually need that right now because I'm going to go ahead and move up and buy some level 2 spells so I can complete these dungeons hopefully a little quicker and not have to shoot each monster 2, 3, 4 times to whack it down. So if I run up this hill from Holtberg, see the town down here, if I just run almost southeast up here, I will find the NPCs that sell the first 4 levels of all 4 magic school spells. And this is an item magic guy. Over here is another item magic character, which I haven't picked up that school yet. And I have war magic. What level spells is he? He is level 3 spells. If I look at my skills, I think you have to have pretty close to like level 150 or so before you can start casting level 3s with, you know, a good expectation that it's actually going to work and not fizzle on you. So I'm going to go ahead and work my way upstairs, see if I can buy some level 2 spells. I also have life magic. Now, if you're not interested or you already know how to buy these spells or what you're looking for in Asheron's Call, or if this is just boring to you, you might want to go ahead and skip on to video 5, where I'll probably be going to my next dungeon. But right now I am going to go ahead and buy some more spells. I'll try to explain it a little bit for people that want to learn how to use magic in Asheron's Call. Now, this is an NPC, and they are selling item and war magic, and you can click on any of them, pretty much see he's selling level 2 spells, which is what I want. All these first spells here are all item magic. I haven't got that yet. I will be getting that sooner or later. But right now I'm focused on buying some spells. And there's different types of war magic spells that you can buy. You can buy streaks and bolts. Streak is basically twice as fast, and I think it does less damage. Good for PvP when you're fighting other players. It's harder for them to dodge it. These monsters are so dumb that a slow spell is going to work just as well to kill them. So I'm really just worried about leveling up right now and fighting the NPC monsters. Once I get higher level, you know, I'll definitely worry about buying spells to try to be competitive against other players, but I'm not even worried about that right now. So I'm going to buy the Acid Streak. You see that each, you know, the higher you go up in level, the more these spells are going to cost. That's why this money was so important to being able to get some good loot. So I'm going to grab the Acid Streak. I am going to buy Flame Bolt. You want to go ahead and buy the bolt of each type of elemental damage. Frost Bolt 2, Lightning Bolt 2, Acid, Shockwave, never mind, Whirling Blade 2, and I think that's pretty much it. So now I see that I bought these spells again in my backpack. If I have high enough skill, I can double click them and I will learn those particular spells. You'll notice that if I click the first one here, I'll read it. And I will learn that spell. It'll say you learn the Whirling Blade 2 spell. And it'll show me my list of spells now. Now I have to click my pack and click another one. One thing you can do to make this quicker, especially if you have a ton of spells here that you're trying to learn at once, is click on your spell icon here and unclick all these schools so that it doesn't show you those every time. Click on your backpack, and now I can quickly go ahead and read all my spells and learn them without having to go back and forth clicking my backpack every time. Now I'll probably be coming back here pretty soon in the next couple of videos and buying my level 3 spells. That's basically how you do that. That's how I've learned my spells. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and go into my school casting hotbar here, I see I have, looks like 8 different tabs that I can use. I'm going to go ahead and use my first tab though for my popular spells. I'm going to get rid of these level 1 spells. I'm not going to be worried about them right now. I am going to focus on my war, and I can actually just select level 2 here, so I only see those. That way I don't accidentally, and I actually bought the wrong acid spell. I bought an acid streak rather than an acid stream. Definitely want to get that right one here. Yeah, I want the acid stream. So that's the one that does the most damage, and that's why that's important. So now what I'll do is I will go ahead and drag these spells down here to my hotbar. Force is piercing. Remember that force is piercing damage, so you can remember that. You pretty much got it. Shock is bludgeoning damage, and the rest are pretty much easy to understand. So I could also go ahead and go in here and buy some life magic spells, like, you know, armor level 2 and that kind of thing. I'm probably not going to worry about those a whole lot. I do want to show you guys one thing though, that you might be interested in. And if I go to my life magic 2 vendor here, you know, I could buy Vulns. Basically, these are acid protection. I could protect somebody else from acid damage. I can right-click the spell if I want to know exactly what it does. It'll say it increases or decreases the damage taken from acid for another player that I buff, basically by 33% for a level 3. And this is level 3 spells this guy's selling. Acid protection self, and that'd be the same thing, 33% protection, extra protection against acid damage. And then you can also buy vulnerabilities. So not only my monsters that you see might be vulnerable to a certain type of damage, you can also cast a vulnerability on them before you actually attack them and weaken them even more to a certain type of damage. So those are very nice to have, especially later on. Right now, I don't think I'm going to be fighting anything where I need to worry about vulnerabilities yet. But I will want to go ahead and look at a couple of different level 2 spells that I want to take a look at. And one thing I could possibly do as a mage is I could run out of mana. And if I have 20 mobs attacking me at once and I run out of mana, I'm as good as dead. So one thing I can do is I can look for life magic spells that can basically keep my mana renewal up. Mana renewal is an important one. It's an important buff, increases your natural mana restore rate by 25%. I'm going to go ahead and grab that one. And that is for other. I actually wanted to buy it for myself. I'm going to buy that for myself. Regenerate self increases your natural healing rate by 25%. I'll go ahead and buy that. Rejuvenate self gives you back stamina. I'm not worried about that right now. I may want to drain some health from a monster though, or drain mana, or drain some stamina from a monster. And I can buy those level spells to actually drain stamina, mana, or health from one of the monsters. Definitely effective spells you can cast, and in dungeons it works really well, like when they're behind walls. I can also learn spells to transfer my health to my mana, if I need to do that. My health to stamina. I could also transfer mana to health, mana to stamina, stamina to health, and stamina mana is the big one that I want. Stamina mana is basically going to allow me to take my stamina and put it over in my mana in that time of need, like I was talking about, you know, if I'm fighting a bunch of creatures and am low on health. So I'm going to go ahead and learn these spells, and I will be right back in video number 5 and ready to go ahead and go to that next dungeon and see if we can level up some more. So we'll see you in video number 5. Thanks for watching.